It begins in the dead of night. You sit alone, tuning an old shortwave radio, and suddenly something strange emerges from the static. A voice, reading numbers, repeatedly, over and over. No music, no station identification, no explanation. Just numbers. This is not fiction. This is a phenomenon that has haunted the airwaves for more than 70 years. Known as number stations, they remain one of the most mysterious relics of the Cold War, and perhaps the most chilling. Governments deny them, yet thousands of recordings prove they exist, and some still broadcast today in the shadows of history. The Cold War number stations, voices that never existed. Chapter 1: Origins and Discovery. The first known reports of number stations began in the late 1940s and early 1950s. Amateur radio operators tuning in to shortwave frequencies stumbled upon strange broadcasts. They were unlike any radio programs. No music, no news, just mechanical voices. Sometimes male, sometimes female, sometimes even the voice of a child, calmly reading endless strings of numbers. At first, many thought these were technical anomalies, strange experiments, or even hoaxes. But as reports spread worldwide, one chilling truth became clear. These broadcasts were deliberate, organized, and persistent. By the height of the Cold War, number stations had become widespread. Stations were heard from the United States to Cuba, from Britain to Russia. The transmissions were consistent, appearing on the same frequencies and at the same times every single day. And yet, no government would admit to controlling them. Their purpose remained a mystery. Chapter 2: How they work. Experts believe the answer lies in the realm of espionage. The Cold War was a period of extreme secrecy. Nations spied on one another constantly. In such an environment, number stations provided the perfect tool for covert communication. Shortwave radio signals can travel thousands of miles, bouncing across the globe. This meant a single encrypted broadcast could be heard anywhere, without revealing the sender or receiver. The method likely involved a one-time pad, a secret codebook that allowed the numbers to be deciphered into messages. Once the codebook was destroyed, the message became impossible to decode. Perfect secrecy. A spy in the field would only need a small radio receiver to pick up orders. No phone calls, no direct communication, just static and numbers. Chapter 3: The most famous numbers stations, Lincolnshire Poacher. Among all numbers stations, one became legendary. Known as the Lincolnshire Poacher, named after the English folk tune it played at the start of each broadcast. Following the haunting melody, a female voice would recite 5-digit numbers in a calm, mechanical tone. The station broadcast daily for decades, until disappearing abruptly in 2008. Its source, believed to be RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus. To this day, no official explanation exists. Cherry Ripe and Swedish Rhapsody. Cherry Ripe, another British station, began with another folk tune. Swedish Rhapsody played a mechanical tune followed by numbers in a robotic child's voice. Many listeners reported an unsettling feeling when hearing it. Some say these were not random numbers. They were orders, instructions, warnings. UVB 76, the buzzer. Perhaps the most disturbing is UVB 76, or the buzzer. Since the 1970s, it emits a constant buzzing sound, day and night. Sometimes the buzzing stops. Then a voice speaks in Russian, reading names or codes. For decades, radio enthusiasts attempted to triangulate the source. In 2010, reports suggested it came from a Russian military base near Povarovo. Theories about UVB-76 are endless. Military communication, nuclear warning system, or even psychological warfare. The truth remains elusive. Chapter 4: Cases and Incidents. Over the years, number stations have been tied to real-world espionage cases. In 1989, the FBI exposed a Cuban spy ring operating in the United States. One of their tools? Shortwave radio broadcasts, numbers stations. But numbers stations are not just Cold War relics. Reports from amateur radio listeners around the globe still capture unexplained transmissions. Sometimes background noises, footsteps, whispers, or music accompany the numbers. Listeners have reported chills, a feeling of being watched, and even hallucinations. These accounts have fueled conspiracy theories for decades. Chapter 5. Stranger Theories. The espionage explanation is the most accepted, but others are far more disturbing. Some believe numbers stations are psychological weapons, designed to spread paranoia and fear. Others argue they are not human-made, but a form of contact with something unknown. Alien communication, a message from beyond. There are even claims that some numbers stations contain hidden warnings about the future. One thing is certain, the voices continue to this day, and we do not know who they are for, or why. Chapter 6. The Modern Mystery. In the digital age with satellites and encrypted internet communication, numbers stations should be obsolete. Yet they persist. Amateur radio operators and conspiracy communities continue to record transmissions. Every year, new stations emerge in Spanish, Chinese, Russian, even unknown languages. Their schedules remain precise. Their purpose remains a secret. So, what are they really? A Cold War remnant? A global spy network? Or something far darker, hidden in the static of the airwaves? The answer may never come. But somewhere, tonight, a voice is still reading numbers into the void.